Okay, good morning, everybody. For Monday, the 22nd of May. Yeah, another tricky Monday. And combined in with that, a number of jet movements today. But if I'm honest, on a day where actually we've already planned our own capacity, I think this is probably the lesser of the evil days to have a jet movement. As you can see on there, we have a number today, and that will have significant influence on our operation. But as I said, they do fit around us quite a lot. So today is going to be a day where we are fitting a little bit around them. So what do we start with? Well, synoptic picture. The high pressure over the Atlantic, we're still bringing in a northerly draw currently. And you can see with that, fairly tight isobars at the moment, bringing with it fairly significant northerly wind. With that starting to go around to northeasterly as we go through the day. And 1 second, there you go. Those winds staying sort of west-northwest and north-northwest to north-northeast, around 15 to 20 knots at flying heights. Through the day, that should become more consistently north-northeast across the region. Satellite picture out there at the moment, well, it's sort of a mixed start. There is some brightness, but also some upper level, medium level cloud. Also, I've seen some lenticulars this morning. Could be some shear wave just hanging about, as we often get in a northerly, but no real significant weather, no rain or anything like that. Public forecast today shows a sort of mixed cloud start, northerly winds, good visibility, come around to a bit brighter in the afternoon, for which I understand David is already saying that it might get soarable to get back from the ridge. In fact, I don't have the Larkhill sounding available, but for those of you that can find it, it certainly does look interesting and usable, but I'll let you look at that in a bit more detail. I haven't quite got that up today. Top temperature today then of around 18 degrees or so. Might not quite feel like that. And dew points sort of sat around 11 or 12. Okay, currently Lasham temperature 14, dew point of 8, and the picture outside looks relatively bright at the moment, but the camera misses the cloud off to the south, which has sort of been hanging around first thing this morning. As we can see there with our nice time lapse, you can see that steady northerly wind blowing. Farnborough currently reporting 8 knots to the north-northwest, scattered at 2.8, and pretty much, yeah, northwesterly during the day, scattered at 3,500 feet. Our potential flight distance for today looks something like that. Soaring definitely better off to the west of us. We're just sort of on the eastern fringes of it. It won't get particularly good here early. That's why you're going to the ridge if you're going flying there early. But by lunchtime, sort of 12, 1 o'clock, blue to shallow Q supposedly up to around 3,000 to 3,500 feet. This afternoon then looking 2 to 3 o'clock, 3,500 to 4,000 feet, maybe 5,000 feet above sea level in isolated spots. Worse out to the east, probably just past Eastbourne. But yeah, it's I think there's a difference in opinion between SkySight and Top Meteo. The SkySight effectively says is rubbish to the west of us, and it's really just a ridge day with a off chance of a thermal. But looking at this, at least we're not getting anything off the Bristol Channel today. I'll just have a read of what David's had to say. He has updated his outlook last night, which I'll give you just a couple of minutes to read if you haven't already. Something like that, although I know he's busy typing away on his own forecast. That's sort of the alternative he wants. One thing with the South Downs is just be aware that we're not entirely sure whether Parham actually have a second tug to give you a tow back. If you do need an air tow retrieve from there, we are willing to look at it. But yeah, do have a think. But yeah, David saying that 18 degrees gives us blue to 4,500 to 5,000 feet early afternoon. But yeah, I think for the moment, you're really just looking at this morning and whether you can get away down to the ridge, which you can. So site forecast then for today, and we're looking at sort of 2.5 knots with a fair amount of breeze in our area, and yeah, only up to about 3,500 feet it suggests there, and going around to more northeasterly later in the day with a top temperature of 18 degrees, freezing level. You don't need to worry about it today. Ridge should work relatively well throughout the day. Don't think there's any impending doom there. And let's just have a quick look at our NOTAMs for today. Just check Keevil's not active yet. Keevil is not active. The danger area is not listed there as being active. 27 article drop at South Cerney. It appears to be during the night today, but so yeah, South Cerney may be active. 24, it's not relevant to us. Nothing on the south coast, usual Salisbury Plain danger area stuff. Model aircraft in Wiltshire, actually pretty big model aircraft. Could say that about the MOD really. But yeah, okay, so not too much in the way of that. So I think to sum up today, good for ridge in the morning, an improving picture in the afternoon to go soaring. Maybe you might be able to add a few extra kilometres to your flights as it brightens up a little bit. The chance, I imagine, of some wave interference as I just look out the window once more. There was a lenticular out there. I think it's disappeared, but it looked like there was something odd going on about 20 minutes ago. But the more important thing is how we operate the airfield today, because it will be challenging. And you would have got my email last night. I don't like sending emails like that because I know you're all very experienced and sort of used to our conditions. But I get boxed into a corner by movements and the wind, and very, very quickly we have to think of a plan which works to mitigate any risk. So for the first part of today, we will be aero only. As soon as I can get the winch out, we will. From the looks of it, the wind's been sort of all over the place this morning. It's been north, northeast, north, northwest. I think we're going to operate initially down the hill on 27. And tugs might be landing on 3-4 as an initial plan. They might land 0-5 as well. We'll just have to see. So we will launch from 27 in the normal launch point position, aero only. Our first jet movement is at 10:20, and if I have a look at my other device, we'll just see if there's if it's airborne yet, because that would give us a little bit of a help to know whether we're good to go. And yes, it's on its way. Exciting. So yeah, until about 10 o'clock or so, I'm going to operate 27. After such time, if I can see that we're getting a easterly trend, I may need to switch us to 09 in order to allow the jet to land. Reason is they don't like the trees, and there's lots more curl over on the 27 end today. So yeah, we'll operate 27 till 10 o'clock. So if you are ready, get out there now. We'll get you launched. If you're not going to be ready by 10 o'clock, please wait on the north side. And if you see the launch point vehicle going down the other end, that means that we're going to start operating on 09. It is going to be an intention later today to operate probably 09 and 05 together. But operating like that, we would have the north side grass available for landing on 09. And we would have 05 available for launching, with aero towing off the hard runway going to the east. So, but I do not intend to do that before 10 o'clock. We may need to bring 3-4 into use, depending on how the wind is looking, and if it doesn't go quite easterly. 3-4 would mean that we launch everybody from down here, aero towing on there, winching here. Circuits would be left hand onto 3-4 and right hand short onto 27 should you wish. The main thing today is please don't land on the runway. You will not know whether it's active or not. Also bear in mind fire trucks and strobe lights and stuff like that which are on the airfield. please, if you're not sure the airfield, the runway is sterile or not, just ask me or the office and we'll get it sorted. Okay, so all those movements intact, and yeah, runway 27 as we will start. See you on the airfield. Bye for now.